Okay, let's get this train going. Going all night long. It looks like I've completed three chapters within an hour and 30 minutes of time. So, alright then, here we go. Continue playing. Chapter 12, 1:25 p.m. It looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the truck was Detective Jowd's daughter, Camelia, not the minister's daughter. Oh, they went in the wrong apartment. What dummies. Oh, I know they didn't go in the wrong apartment. They took this girl in the... Why would they take a random girl in the park? When I get back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by a fairly fiery detective lady. I told Lynn what I found out in the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who was being abducted. That the kidnapper had been holed up in Camelia's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone.
But Camelia, why do they have Camelia? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Prime Minister.
I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow.
The poor girl. Kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution? It's just too much.
It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists too. Like the kidnappers winding up and using Camelia's old house as their hideout.
There's no way it could be just a coincidence.
And them sensing my presence? They seem to know about the powers of the dead.
I just don't understand any of it.
I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back.
Who cares about a distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister. It wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped.
Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. How can it believe this in you? I'm a realist.
We don't believe what we say. See for yourself. Just call home, man.
I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer.
She won't?
It's complicated. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing?
But if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal?
It doesn't prove it! And I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? Woo-wee. That's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle.
Miss me, baby? Inspector Cabanela. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is.
Holy shit, they're gonna be meet face to face. What the fuck? What? They have dildos on sticks?
Detective Jowd, I'm so sorry. I tried. I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. I'm so sorry.
Lynn, please don't apologize to me.
The beautiful love between a teacher and a student brings a tear to my eye. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanela, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Zhao could never have done such a thing. Aw, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true, and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty, and two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? If that's the case, why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from the prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishments. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons. So were all those rumors about you true? The only thing you care about is spotless record? Is that more important to save than you saving a friend? Everybody has a certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby.
That's enough, Lin.
But Detective Jowd!
I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be.
But...
The hell am I to do? Talk to this guy? I don't want to talk to Lin. What the hell does this guy have to say? It's funny, I could talk to 3 people in here who are already dead, who already died. My poor Amelie. Is she alright? Actually, the girl who was kidnapped is Camellia. Why is a dream talking to me in my head again?
Wait a minute, Amelie? Couldn't that be the Amelie next door?
Yes, I think so.
Wow, I didn't know the Justice Minister lived next door.
Not me, my wife. It's, complicated. Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she'd left him.
Minister's wife went away from him? Maybe they grew apart. What's with him being so busy?
Yeah, I bet you're right. Please stop gossiping about me inside my own head. Can what's his face actually hear us? All right, let's talk to Linz. According to what I heard, Amelia, I don't know how to say it. Am I saying Amelie right? Amelie was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight.
Those horrible kidnappers, they were lying in wait for her.
But Amelie didn't go out after all. She couldn't. She had a fever.
Huh? And so the kidnappers grabbed Camellia by mistake instead?
Apparently, Amelia and Camellia are about the same age. Kidnappers must have gotten the two of them mixed up.
It's my fault. If I hadn't asked Camellia to do an errand for me, this never would have happened.
Alright, you asked her to bring the music box.
Camellia.
Alright. Time to go into the dildos. Dildo! Alright, let's talk to him, see what the hell's going on. So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened, something about a kidnapping. Some kind of kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's a terrible. What's the demand? To carry out your execution tonight? I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple.
It's not that simple.
Why not?
Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camellia.
What? Camellia? I checked it out for myself, I'm positive. No, it can't be! By the way, Camellia told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camellia herself.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't listen to him! I'm the one who shot her! I'm the one that shot Alma! And I'm And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camellia won't have to suffer anymore after tonight. For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end a girl's suffering. I'll just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours.
Is it true what Camellia said?
Why don't you tell us what you know, Jowd? To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Amelia's birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. Bang! I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camellia, just the two of them. So the little lady's mother died right in front of her.
My, that's so horrible.
Camellia told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something and it wasn't supposed to. Made an impossible move. An impossible move? It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's what I'd convinced everyone of, and even me. But tonight, you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. The powers of the dead, right? The day in the room. Powers that I didn't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not at all. There are a couple of other people who know about those powers. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know. The kidnappers who abducted Camellia knew about those powers. This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was.
Detective Jowd.
There's still time before dawn. A little, anyway. How about you see the case through to the end before you die? An impossible move. Camellia was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption.
First was, of course, the firing of that gun.
Right. That was an antique gun. I had it on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design.
Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday.
And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid.
Cupid?
Oh my goodness, that's right. It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption design and then manipulated it. That's true. Oh man, I didn't think about that. That's true! Oh my god, I totally forgot that the last time when we used that, it shot at the poppers and didn't shoot at where... Oh goodness.
I don't know what to say.
I didn't have time to think of things through that. All I know was I had to protect Camellia. I made a small adjustments to the scene and turned myself in... Oh shit, wrong one, fuck! Okay, choose the right one this time.
What kind of an adjustment?
The gun, of course. The gun, eh? Come to think of it. There was no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe that what she told me about her contraption, but one thing was for certain. The gun was still smoking.
So that gun really did shoot Alma.
I hid the gun before I went to the police.
You hid it?
I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective.
What? You mean?
And that detective still thinks it's a music box.
So that's what was in the box, huh?
I got a different murder weapon ready to give the police, my own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into details. When I was all done, I turned myself in. Wow.
Detective Jowd, is what you told us just now true?
Yes, of course.
In that case, there's still time.
Still time?
Time to solve the case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jowd, and of course little Camellia didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. For Camellia's sake.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you, Detective Jowd.
Lynn, where's that music box now?
In Tempsey Park, Camellia left it there.
The gun is important evidence, you better go pick it up.
Yes, sir! I'll go right away. Sissy, take care of Detective Jowd. And do something about that kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side.
Yet and again. I said easy enough for you to say.
What's going on? Deal with me the deal, Mr. Death Row Inmate.
A little change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped and can't go off to die without doing something.
But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back in the prison, everybody's waiting for you with a special seat just for you, baby.
Then I guess we better prove my innocence on the double.
On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend.
I want to save Camellia in more ways than one. That's all there is to it.
I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What you say, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for the important evidence to come up? The order still stands! Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. What the fuck, dude?
I'm gonna change your fucking mind.
As you wish, Your Excellency.
Please don't bow to me.
And especially not that low! In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick me up? Or pick him up? Would you be so kind? Yes, sir! Oh, I mean another generic. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Where the hell did you get that? The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in the last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row Inmate?
Alright, hold on. I'm glad to see Detective Jowd all fired up now. I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with proof on Jowd's innocence, it will be meaningless if Jowd or Camellia dies. I've got to do something about the kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here.
Okay. Let me go in your brain, dude.
Most likely the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there any small chance his daughter is the one who has kidnapped. But she isn't the one. I'm sure of it. Well, it'd be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it how? I doubt his wife is ever gonna answer the phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right, but a telephone works in both directions. What are you saying? What I'm saying is only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost. Yes? I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who could change the situation. Gee, detective. Well, these past 5 years, community is the only thing that kept me going. I can't keep meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me? I'll try. The key is getting to the Justice Minister to stop the execution. If his wife and his daughter... Is his wife and daughter? But is there any way? You gotta somehow ghost trick them into wanting to help and call on the phone. What the hell you gotta say? Excuse me, Mr. Minister. I can't hear you! La 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 la! I'm sure you heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it? Let me speak plainly, I don't trust you. But there's somebody else whom I trust even less. Oh yeah? Who's that? Me. I can't explain your existence. I'm not normal, but I'm pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination, a delusion. Would you listen to a delusion? To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got the bit about you not trusting me though. Good. Huh. What's a delusion? What the? Ghost trick into that, please. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Alright, time to go to Lady Red's apartment. Yes? Yes. Alright, doesn't look like anything's changed. The girl's still in there, just as I thought. The little girl is safe in her bed. Oh, she's still sick. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. The last link is in the long chain of a sad fate, lit a fire in Zhao's heart. And the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way. And I bet this mistaken written abduction does too. Oh, goodness sake. Oh, I've been going on for 2 hours, man. 2 hours! 2 hours. 2 hours deserves a break.